Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today's Friday, October 17th, and it's close to 11:30 a.m. I just got out of kickboxing class, and I was actually there for an hour and a half today, doing a lot of ab exercises. Today in the morning, I did wake up 5 a.m. to go to this workout. It's called F45. If some of you don't know, this is functional training, where you get 45 minutes of workout. Some days we have resistance, some days we have cardio. And I was there for 45 minutes today. We actually have a 45-day challenge going on right now, where you pay $25 to enter this challenge. And so far this week, I've been there Monday through Friday and came to boxing class for an hour and a half. So trying to get back into shape after tax season. Tax season was just totally brutal. And for some of you that have mentioned, yes, my tax season usually runs pretty much all the way to October. I do have a little bit of break around August. Usually it does slump a bit. But other than that, I do have several tax returns that I'm working on right now with clients. So right now I'm going to go to the mall to pick up some tennis shoes for someone that I ordered through Finish Line. So we'll go ahead and keep you updated on that. Today's just a regular Friday for me. Work has slowed down, but I still have things that I have pending. So I decided to come here to the mall, and it looks like they're gonna have a haunted house here for Halloween, which is what they do every year. They do the haunted houses. Doesn't look like there's a lot of people at this mall today for a Friday. It's JCPenney still kicking. I went to Finish Line here at the Palm Desert Mall. Today's kind of dead, but right now it is Friday, 11:30 a.m. Mostly there's just a bunch of people walking around getting their exercise in at the mall. But let me go ahead and show you what I got here. I actually just picked up these New Balance shoes. So I got a good special on them. I know these shoes, they're very comfortable. A lot of people are actually using them right now. They're not for me, but special order for someone. So real nice. When it comes to New Balance and Nikes, I think probably one of the best stores that I highly recommend people get a good gym workout shoes would be JD Sports or Finish Line. They have a very good selection, and they have a rewards program. So if you do buy shoes often, you can end up getting rewards, and then you can get pretty good prices. And what I like too is, if you decided to get these shoes delivered to your house, you get free shipping as well. I'm gonna go get something very healthy. Right now, they say that one of the things that you can eat to be able to have a good, well-balanced lunch would be the Mediterranean diet. So I'm gonna go try this place called Luna Grill. I'm gonna get some food from there, and I'll go ahead and show you guys what I get. It's right next to Pokehana. And you got Blaze Pizza, and then you got the very expensive Habit over there. This place is full. So I just ordered my Santorini bowl. I'll go ahead and I'll leave an image of it right here. Now, this restaurant was extremely full right now. I was not expecting that. So I guess everything is okay in today's world. But right now, I decided to join the rewards program, because obviously that's how you have to be able to do it nowadays with rising food prices. Everywhere you go, grocery stores, restaurants, anything that you purchase at these retail establishments, always ask to see if they have a rewards program. So that way you can stack up those points and make it a little easier on yourself every single day to be able to battle the inflationary costs of everyday living. So anyway, so this came out to almost $15, $14.67. That's what I spent. I wanted to see if I could get half chopped chicken and half Hito meat, but unfortunately they don't do that. So they wanted to charge me $6 to be able to add shrimp to the bowl, which I gracefully declined because I thought that was a little bit too much just for a couple pieces of shrimp. That's how they make their money. by adding these extras to these bowls. But the food is delicious. It is very, very good for you, especially after a day of working out like this. I am on a short time period right now. I got a lot of things to take care of. If I was able to plan today a little bit better, I would have actually just packed my own food for today. But once in a while, it's good to just be able to eat out lunch and get something that's already prepared. One of the shocking things is that these places, usually you get your meal probably within 10 minutes at the max. But right now, there was such a long line and so many online orders that this restaurant, you have to wait 30 to 35 minutes right now during lunchtime on a Friday afternoon in October to be able to get this food. That's just insane. I mean, that's worse than a sit-down restaurant. So, but you know what? Right now, we'll go ahead and talk to you guys for a little bit while I wait for this order. Give you guys a little bit of my thoughts about different things in the economy right now. I know that right now a lot of people are frustrated about the gold and silver prices, how fast they are actually going up. I know that today silver and gold did get crushed. Let me go ahead and see where we are at with SD bullion prices today. So right now, if you want to go get a silver eagle, you are looking at $59.49 if you buy 1,500 pieces. If you buy 1 through 19 pieces at SD bullion, you are looking at $61.49 if you send them a check or you wire the money. $61.49. You know, it's just amazing how fast silver's rising right now. I mean, I just remember a couple months ago when I was in Tennessee, these silver rounds were going for 30-something dollars. So it's just amazing how fast everything has risen. Same thing with gold. I just saw gold yesterday. I think with SD bullion, I think it was $4,600 to purchase 1 ounce at SD bullion. You're spending almost $5,000 at SD bullion. And the thing is if you decided to purchase these metals in some unregulated area or some unregulated coin shop, there's a very good chance that you're getting closer to that $5,000 range right now. And that's what's frustrating a lot of people that want to jump in the metals market, that they remember, for people who have been following these metals, when they were literally 50% of what they are right now. I remember not too long ago, silver was in the 20s. So you've pretty much tripled your money for anybody who purchased silver back then and held on to it. So these are good things also to be able to give as gifts for Christmas. So if you're thinking of giving stocking stuffers, maybe, you know, 1 or 2 silver rounds to someone special might make their day. And eventually you're allowing them to be able to preserve their wealth. Same thing with gold. You know, if you have gold and you hold on to it, you're pretty much just preserving your wealth. It's not easy to be able to get rid of an entire gold coin or a gold round. So it kind of forces you to save. It's a good way of forced savings. And I really do think that it's a better method of saving your money than plowing it on a property where the majority of the money that you're paying on a monthly basis is going to just interest payments to the bank. Not unless you are making a good amount of money from that property, it makes more sense for you to put money into these metals. My recommendation to you is to just be very careful and to verify that the metals that you are purchasing, especially in today's economy when they are at all-time highs, if you do decide to purchase metals, make sure that you authenticate these metals. The last thing you want is for you to find out years down the line when you or a family member of yours decides to actually cash in for fiat currency or decide to barter these metals for something else, whether it be a piece of property, a vehicle, or any other type of expense. The last thing you want is to find out that these metals are no good. because there are a lot of shysters out there, especially right now when these things are going up in price every single day and the dollar's getting weaker. There's going to be more people out there that are going to be trying to be creative to be able to clone these metals and sell them to unsuspecting people that have never purchased a single round of gold or metal. And those are the people that are going to be completely crushed when they find out later on down the line that they got scammed. I did have a client, I would say about 2 to 3 years ago. She had $500,000 in her brokerage accounts, and she decided to completely liquidate it and purchase metals, gold and silver. And her financial advisor, the entire team behind that financial advisor's office, was completely upset, completely livid, because they knew all of the money they were going to lose going forward, because these advisors, they charge a percentage every single year to be able to manage your portfolio. It's usually around 1.5%. So can you imagine on $500,000 losing that on a yearly basis? And so this client of mine reached out to me actually, and before she decided to pull the trigger and get rid of all her investments and go into gold and silver, and she asked me what I thought about it. And I told her, I said, look, you do what you think is best for you. I told her my recommendation is, I always tell people is, you know, you want to make sure that you have a certain amount of money allocated to metals. Even in that economy, which was several years ago, I told her you should have at least some money in metals. I wasn't sure if she should do all of it, but she ended up pulling the trigger. And now she's a very, very happy camper. I know last year she was already happy that her gold and silver had already gone up quite a bit. You could only imagine the story she's going to be providing me when I see her in tax season. If gold and silver keep going up the way they have, or they continue to go up little by little, I can only imagine what gold and silver will be selling for in January, February, or March of 2026. It's going to be a very, very interesting time. I think this coming year is going to be very, very interesting. And as we're getting further into these coming years, we're starting to see that the haves and have-nots, it's actually becoming a greater distance. Either you have or you don't. America was not like that 20, 30, 40 years ago. You had more of a middle class. But as time is going on right now, you're getting to a point now where you're either don't have anything or you have a whole lot. And that's what I've noticed, where I have a lot of clients out there that they're paycheck to paycheck. They don't have any savings. They don't have any metals. I don't even think they have crypto. I mean, they literally are one paycheck away, or sometimes even they are borrowing against their wages now, because that's what a lot of people are doing now. First, you have paycheck to paycheck. Then you have buy now, pay later. And now you have something else where you're having these fintech companies that are coming out, and they're creating apps where people can go in and borrow against their future wages. This is just insane, because at this point, you're setting up people for failure, 100%. Because now what people are doing is they're going into these different apps and they're borrowing against their wages on different apps. So not only are you borrowing on one, but you're borrowing on two or three, and you're still financing your food with buy now, pay later. You're maxing out your credit cards. And so just everywhere, this is not going to end good. Eventually, the bubble's going to pop. I have heard of more and more people talking about the possibility of bankruptcy. And one of the things that I did see in tax season this year is that I started getting more cancellation of debt forms, credit cards, canceling people's debt and having them report that debt on their tax returns as income. This is something that for a long time I have not seen. It was very rare for me to get a client that had one of these forms. I know back during the other financial crisis around 2009, 2010, 2011, I saw more and more people claiming these forms. You know, several credit cards were charged off. And so I had to be able to claim all that income. Sometimes people had $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 of cancellation of debt. But for a while there, these forms completely disappeared. I didn't see them in any tax returns that I had, but I'm starting to see a resurgence of them. And you know, the funny thing is that these forms are being claimed by people who are high earners, people that are making over six figures, that are getting their debt canceled, their credit card canceled. So it's not the lower income people, because those people usually, they don't run up credit cards in the thousands, because a lot of them, they pay cash or they pay with a debit card. It's usually the higher income earners that get into trouble, where they run up these credit cards, $15,000, $20,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000, and then they can't afford to pay them off because they have too many obligations, or they decided to go and finance that new vehicle, then now they have to pay over $1,000 a month. And that's another thing that's very, very common right now, to be able to finance vehicles well over $1,000 a month. You'll be surprised how many people I get that come into the office that are making $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year, yet their monthly auto payment is $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 a month. It's actually very common, and that's in a very dangerous spot to be in, because when you have those types of monthly payments on top of your rent, on top of your mortgage, on top of your property taxes, insurances, which also is another thing that has gone up a lot. People are paying hundreds of dollars to be able to have health insurance. All of this is just a brewing pot that's going to explode. And I feel like this year, you're going to see more people go down in flames, financial flames. People are just going to have to own up to reality and start defaulting on all this. And so it's very unfortunate what's happening. It's very unfortunate that we have this situation, but to be able to move forward in life, sometimes you do have to reset. And so I have seen it in the past where there's some people that do learn from all of this and they start fresh and they make better financial decisions. But there are a lot of people out there that don't do that. They get back into that cycle again after they had claimed bankruptcy, and they do it all over again. I just think this is all a ridiculous mess. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and check on my food. I think I got about 20 minutes in after I ordered my food. I don't think it's ready yet. I probably still think I still got another 10, 15 minutes, which is just totally insane how I can come out here, shoot a video, and still not have my food ready. But I am gonna go ahead and show you guys a picture of it. That way you can see what I'm talking about. I think this is a very healthy food. And I do recommend that if you ever get a chance, try Mediterranean food. For any of you out there eating this type of food, you will know that after you do eat it, your body sits well with it, so you don't feel bloated. At least that's my personal experience after I eat this food. Now, not everything in this menu is healthy for you. I try to stay away from all those processed foods. So what I got today does not include bread, because if I got a pita bread, then that would be more calories and my body doesn't react well to that. The other day when I had the burger at In-N-Out, and when I also had the other burger in Tijuana, Mexico, don't think that that food sits well with my stomach, because it doesn't. At the end of the day, I feel awful. You know, I may feel good at the beginning eating that food. It gives you that little bit of a rush where it tastes good. But at the end of the day, you feel awful. You feel bloated. And that's exactly what happens to me. That's why I don't recommend it. But I shoot these videos to be able to give you guys content. I know there's some people out there that can eat burgers and their body will react well to them, which is great. And if you are ever in the position to be able to go to In-N-Out and you have one near you, I highly recommend you try it out. I think it's good food. But again, you have to make smart decisions, because not every single restaurant has good food. Some restaurants have junk, and so you just have to be very careful if you decide to eat out. Just be very careful what you eat. And I know there's a lot of people in the comments that say that they stopped eating out several years ago, which is great. I really do think that if you do have the luxury and convenience to be able to eat at home, I highly recommend it. I think it's a lot better than eating out because you don't know what they put in these establishments, the food. Even at this place that I'm eating at right now, it's very difficult to know exactly what they use to be able to create these ingredients, or if they actually mix these ingredients with other things that I don't want to have mixed with. So that's just the way it is. You know, you pick your poison. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it here today. I'm going to go ahead and provide you guys content. Also, JB just shipped out, I think either he just shipped out or he's going to ship out soon, my AirPods that I had left in Alabama. They should be getting here pretty soon. So I have a backup pair, even though I already got the new ones, but it's always good to have a backup pair in case I lose them. So I'll go ahead and I'll leave it there. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't had a chance to. It's free. Continue to watch all my content, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.